Hey friends, welcome back to the 6-part summer series. This is part 2 of how to have a success mindset when it comes to achieving your next goal. One of my favorite things about this 6-part summer series, and actually this is a through line with everything that I talk about here on the podcast with my email list over on social media, we talk about skills, strategies, and mindsets that transcend your body goals. I am personally on a mission to help professional women feel better inside out. That absolutely means feeling your best in your body, achieving your next body goal, but a lot of what we talk about, the stories, skills, and strategies, don't just apply to this one area. When you take the skills and strategies that we're talking about here on the podcast, you can start to apply the work we're doing here on the podcast together in other parts of your life. The through line that connects your success with your body goals and that of your next career goal or maybe your relationship goal is learning and mastering million-dollar skills. I have been talking about million-dollar skills here on the podcast for quite a few months now, but if you're brand new to me or you're brand new to the concept of million-dollar skills, I want to just give you a quick recap of what a million-dollar skill is, why you want to learn and master million-dollar skills, and then of course we're going to get into part 2 of the series where we're going to talk about your success mindset in creating more. A million-dollar skill is a skill set that transcends weight loss. It is something that is equal parts mindset, which is what this entire series is about, with equal parts strategy, which is key decisions and execution on your calendar that helps you up level every part of your life. When you learn million-dollar skills that apply to one goal, like weight loss or your body goals, that is a skill set that gets put into your toolbox. And as you start to build your toolbox of million-dollar skills, you start to up level your entire life experience. One of the biggest, most mind-blowing experiences that I've only realized now is that a lot of the work that I did to lose over 60 pounds back in 2018 as a busy physician with young kids and a very unpredictable schedule are a lot of the same skills that I have used in my career, in my relationship with my kids, in my marriage, and has really helped me elevate the life experience I'm having outside of just weight loss. Why is it a million-dollar skill? It's because the results you get on the other side of mastering these skills will feel like $1,000,000. When you learn how to create results despite the busyness of your calendar, you start to create $1,000,000 results. And that's where this entire concept came from. We're working on $1,000,000 skill over the 6-week series, and that is identifying your success mindset. So often without realizing it, particularly overachievers are running their life in this rinse and repeat mode. We get so busy with a very full calendar, with the hustle and bustle of our day-to-day activities, and we're making so many decisions because we have a mile-long to-do list that a lot of our life is lived in autopilot. Being in autopilot mode is like when you drive to work, but you don't actually remember driving to work. Have you ever experienced that? You remember getting into your car and putting your seatbelt on, but then somehow the next thing you know, you're at work. Now, being in autopilot mode is not a bad thing. It's actually a really important brain mechanism because overachievers are holding thousands of decisions per day. There are so many things that your brain is receiving via input and then processing and trying to make decisions on that your brain has created certain habits. It's like super highways in your brain that help you run your life smoothly. While this is a really good thing and you want to have parts of your life on autopilot because it's too much to hold for any one person, being in autopilot mode for everything can start to wreak havoc when you have a goal for yourself. Now, by definition, having a goal, whether it's a weight loss goal, a body goal, or a career or relationship goal, means you want to change something about your current status quo. And if you have a goal for yourself and you want to change something, that means you have to deliberately decide to get out of autopilot and actually move into manual. The mindset nugget that I want to talk about in this episode is getting out of autopilot and into manual mode is how you're going to up level your weight loss body goal consistency. Now, just remember, our behaviors, which include your habits, don't just happen in a vacuum. The reason we ever do something or don't do something is simply because of the think, feel, act cycle. You have a thought about yourself, your plan, or your goal, and that creates a feeling in your body. That feeling is not fluff. It is very visceral. It is very real. It is where your motivation, excitement, commitment, and conviction comes from. And it's also where the feeling of discouragement, disappointment, and despair comes from. And based on how you feel about yourself, your goals, and your strategy is what's going to very much influence how you show up and take action. We know this because those moments that we feel excited, motivated, and convicted about ourselves and our goals, you notice yourself leaned into into the work. And in contrast, when you feel disappointed or defeated, what is the next thing that most of us do? We take our foot off the gas. In small or big moments, we micro quit on ourselves, we completely undo our wins, and we sabotage a lot of our goals. You hear me talk about the think, feel, act cycle a lot because so often overachievers are leaving the mindset element of their success on the table. Just having a great plan on paper will not work for the overachiever unless we really focus on the success mindset. So where does that all come into in this episode? This might be either a bitter pill or maybe create some relief, but achieving your next goal consistently is on the other side of moving into manual mode. And this means letting it be inconvenient. One of the topics that I coach clients on when they first come to work with me is how to create consistent results. Taking consistent action on your health activities won't happen in a vacuum. It actually happens when you get really, really good at doing the inconvenient thing. The reality is your brain and body wants you to conserve energy and not change a thing. It loves the status quo because it doesn't have to expend extra energy or effort, and it wants you to stay in autopilot. This is your brain's baseline mindset. Nothing is going wrong. It's your human brain functioning very normally. But as an overachiever, you will have really strong, extra compelling reasons to keep your status quo unless you're aware of it. A part of you will keep waiting for your goal and the health activities that will get you there to be convenient. And this leads to a lot of when-then thoughts. Last week, we talked about the all or nothing mindset and how you need to let go of the all or nothing mindset to basically double your results this summer on the scale in your relationship and in your career. The second mindset that I want to encourage you to let go of is the when-then mindset. The when-then mindset sounds something like, when my calendar is a little bit more clear, then I can focus on myself. Or when I'm done with this to-do list, then I can focus on my health activities. Or when I'm done with these charts, then I'll take care of myself. Overachievers are particularly plagued with the when-then mindset because you're likely someone who is of service to everyone else. You are often taking care of your patients, your clients, your family, and your community first because that's where you get a lot of value and a lot of self-worth from. And because of that, over the years, your personal goals on and off the scale have slowly slipped lower and lower on your priorities list. This is where a really sneaky part of your brain will keep waiting for it to feel convenient to actually commit and take consistent action. But the trouble with this is because as an overachiever, you're living a very, very, very full life and you have so many responsibilities and you're probably pulled in lots of directions. The when then never really ends. There's never really an end to your to-do list. There's never really an end to the calendar. It just cycles back and it keeps getting longer and longer. So the mindset shift that I'm inviting you to make in today's episode is to catch your when-then thoughts. These are thoughts that are laced in waiting for a convenient time or a convenient calendar to commit to taking consistent action. Instead of having when-then thoughts, I want to help you shift your expectations. Don't wait for your goals to feel convenient. Just remember, if you have a health or weight loss goal, which means you want to be at a different place than you are right now, that literally means you are disrupting your status quo, which is by definition inconvenient. Overachievers spend so much time arguing with themselves and arguing with their calendars and looking at all of their constraints that they take themselves out of doing the higher level work. And this is a $1 million skill. Actually deciding that you're willing to do the inconvenient work because your goals matter to you is the $1 million skill that most overachievers are completely leaving on the table. Here's the beauty about this one concept. Letting go of your when-then thoughts and leaning into taking consistent action, even if it's inconvenient, will actually save you time. Overachievers are spending so much time negotiating with themselves, waiting for the perfect time, overthinking the plan and overthinking their calendar, that they take themselves out of taking small, fast action, putting in the reps today to create their next win. So here's what I'm going to leave you with. Start to identify how often you're having when-then thoughts. Notice how this is a really sneaky procrastination tactic as an overachiever where you're waiting for convenience to create consistency. And then remember, if you have a health, body, or weight loss goal, it literally means disrupting your status quo, which means accepting that there are inconvenient parts in the process, and that's okay. What's amazing about this one concept is just realizing that achieving a goal requires choosing inconvenience, and nothing is going wrong when you feel that friction come up for you in itself can create an immense amount of relief. When you notice your brain craving convenience, you have to anchor back to why your goals matter to you. Here's one caveat that I want want to share in this episode. This concept works best when your strategy for your body goals, your health goals feels like a lifestyle. It cannot feel like a short-term sprint because for most overachievers, it won't create sustainable results. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of the Success Mindset series. And if you enjoyed it, I would love for you to share this episode with a friend or colleague. If you're enjoying the podcast, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite listening platform. And if you're loving the concepts and the strategies and skills you're learning here on the podcast, I want to invite you to join my email list. I share stories, skills, strategies, and concepts with my email list that I don't share anywhere else. And my intention is creating a community of women who want to achieve their next health and weight loss goal, but do so alongside feeling better in their real life. You can join my email list over at burnstressloseweight.com/email. Email is one of my love languages, so expect a lot of messages from me in your email inbox. And make sure to check your promotions folder. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast episode, and I will see you at the next one.